Okay, and we're live. Let me just drop our notification off in Discord. YouTube is still sending out links claiming that I'm playing Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, you know what I can do though? Oh, you're back. Damn it.
Hi. God, you're such a brat. Do I have to spank you the next time I see you?
That is too lewd.
I think I was going down here. Yeah. No, not down here. Over here. Hi
Can
Dragon
I have some
Spartan. Hi
torches?
Gray. Oh, are you out? I have
There's
here. I threw them to you. There you go.
Donka.
We should probably mine some coal because I'm just gonna use my iron pick because I don't want to.
Wait, what?
What?
Is that render distance? Okay, it's just render distance shenanigans.
Okay. I don't know what
Wait,
it
is
was.
it?
What is what?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's just render distance. It's just
Okay.
stupid. Stupid,
Oh yeah,
stupid,
this
stupid.
is the bit that we were looking at earlier. There's that. Oh shit!
Are you
I'm
okay?
alive. Behind. Thank you. I was on a heart and a half there. I didn't realize you had dropped down until after it exploded. I will make us way back up. Okay. I think we want to go this way because it looks like it stays at this level for longer. Oh.
Yeah, but that's why there's
Oh.
redstone.
There's redstone this way too, I think.
Yeah, but this way there's redstone.
Uh. Ooh. This is a lot of redstone, a lot of iron.
Oh, there's diamond!
Oh. Do you have a fortune pick on you?
E.
Good. There's a lot of redstone over here, some gold. I'm not mining anything out yet because I want to, like, ensure that I don't die. Uh, okay. This loops back around, it looks like.
There was 6 diamonds there, and I got 17.
Nice. I think we can make diamond gear soon. Oh shit, that's two skellies. They're around a corner, so I'm alive,
We
but
probably shouldn't be going opposite directions, but
probably not. Oh, there goes one. There goes the other. There's another up there. There he goes. I love having an infinity bow. Just wanted to light up to there.
why don't you brag about it more? Why don't you?
Sure, having an infinity bow is fucking great. Why don't you have an infinity bow? Oh wait, you can't.
Yo, my girlfriend's bullying me.
Hey, you told me to brag about it. Hey, Jim. Yeah, the Discord is really battling it out over bread or not bread, over the cube rule of sandwiches, which is incorrect. It is an old and ridiculous typing. Categorization, whatever the term is. Iron. I think there's more up there. And there's lapis on top of that. Cool. I'm not going to bother with it because we've got like multiple blocks at home right now.
But the experience.
Yeah, but like I just want to see what else. Oh, zombie villager. Where'd he go? He's in the
I'll
darkness.
mine the lapis.
There he goes. I just murdered a zombie. Isn't that worth something?
Lapis. There's so much lapis drops from lapis. Is this another fucking ravine?
Magic Man, no.
I found another fucking ravine.
The cube rule is wrong. It is just incorrect.
Oh, you okay?
I heard it fall, and I got away. I am alive. I had already eaten, so I'm at full health. God, there's just so many fucking creepers. There's nothing over there. Because you were already over this way. I don't know where you are.
I'm coming back. I see your name tag.
Oh, there's more iron that I missed. Want as much of this as we can get, honestly. Hi.
Bah.
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 I was going this way, by the way. Up here.
Oh, I looked up here
Maybe.
earlier. This loops back around.
I was over here.
Okay. I think we need to get some wood soon. Cause
How much wood do you have?
none. Oh wait, no, I have the acacia. That's right. Duh.
More mine shaft. Well, we can just take the wood from there.
Yeah, I have the acacia. I just forgot what acacia looked like. I've got plenty.
I actually need some wood. I'm gonna take some of this wood.
Yeah. I'm gonna make more torches. Wait, that's a... There we go. Okay. Gonna head down here and start seeing about... Oh, hi, bud.
I'm gonna go a little bit into the mine shaft. Not too bad.
Hear a spoder. I mean, I see one over there, but I'm assuming it's a different one that I'm hearing? Maybe not. Another zombie out to kill me. Maybe. Yes. Sometimes the spawns are a little ridiculous.
Yes.
And I'm still really not a big fan of new Minecraft combat.
Hi.
Hi, there's some redstone down here. Oh, and lapis.
Thought you weren't getting the lapis.
Eh. Whatever. Fuck.
There's a skeleton down there. I think it's aggroed to me though.
Okay.
But it might switch aggro to you if I get too far away.
Trying to find where all this water is coming from.
It's coming from up here.
Well, some of it is. Oh. And then there's more coming from up in a different direction. Oh, this pickaxe is about to break.
Mine is too. Let's go back to the base and get the
Yeah.
pickaxes. Or either leave.
Let's...
Because we have a lot of iron.
We do, and we do have, like, enough diamond to be able to craft armor for both of us now, I think?
Yes, because we already made boots.
Yes, and we've got, like, a chunk of diamond at home. Down this way, I think. Yeah.
And I think we have enough iron to have more iron blocks and emerald blocks again.
Burritos are a wrap.
That's just not true.
What's just not true?
Burritos are a wrap.
I mean, they are. They're a wrap. They are wrapped in a tortilla. Therefore, they're a wrap. We want to go back this way.
Wraps are burritos.
I think wrap is a more general classification because burrito also defines that it should be hot.
Burrito also means
and-
little donkey.
And that it should have rice and beans in it.
But burrito also means little donkey, so clearly it's more broad.
Okay, I'm gonna get some coal to keep that going. So that we can just turn that all into... Actually, I don't even think we need to. I think our inventories are, like, pretty... We'll just wait until that finishes, I guess.
Okay, throw everything in here so that you have... So any, like, small stack of unique items is in here. Gravel, iron, ore... There we go. And then we'll... So I'll grab full stacks of stuff real... That was not a full stack. I'll grab full stacks of stuff real quick. Lapis, cobblestone, redstone, iron.
We have plenty of inventory space, honey.
I got the arrows.
Oh, here's more arrows. I could use a snack. Actually, I'm gonna take the... Yeah, I took the coal out of here, and I can just fit all of this in my inventory. Or most of this in my inventory. Okay.
Gonna
Maybe not.
conglomerate the redstone into blocks to save inventory
There's more
space.
redstone. So it's just that iron and that redstone there. Although, really, do we want the andesite? I don't think we do.
Oh my god, honey.
It's bad. It's a bad block. Oh, and I can conglomerate this coal into more torches. There. Now I have an inventory space free. We're ready to go, I think.
1 second. I'm fixing my inventory still.
Okay, I mean, we can do that at home because we're not grabbing anything else.
But what if we find something cool?
I think I've still got an inventory slot left.
Okay, well I have a ton of inventory slots left. So
Okay.
how do we get out of here?
I don't know because we accidentally carved our way into another cave. I think we had...
This ravine was connected to the second ravine from our first excursion.
One of them was, and then we also...
Here it is. Here it is.
Wait,
Here it is.
where are
Here it
you, honey?
Up here.
Okay. God, this is precarious.
This is it, right?
Maybe?
If we find the grass block, I know where we are.
Yeah, or if we find our tunneling blocks from trying to strip mine.
Yes, but we'll find the grass block first.
Here's the grass block.
Okay, the grass... There it is. Okay, so we came from here, I think.
Yes.
Press F3, look for level 11. This is back.
Didn't we have to, like, tunnel out of this cave several times because we kept getting lost?
We tunneled out of it once.
Yep, I remember this. Here we are.
Yeah, oh, there we go.
Ever binge read an entire manga series or two in a single night? Yes. Several times. And then this was a place we'd already been, so we need to look for another whoop.
Creeper. Did you?
What? Did I what?
Did you almost shoot me?
No, I saw a thing move, and then it turned out to be my eyes playing tricks on me. Over here, I think? Yeah. Yeah, here we are. Here's the way out.
Yes.
I'm just gonna block some of this up to give us an actual way out.
Do you want me to undo the water up here?
Maybe. Although we do use this to get down quite a bit, because we don't have the staircase going all the way down. And also you like to sprint down anyway. That was weird. I just heard a tapping noise. Like a rapid... It was a rapid tapping noise.
It is dark outside.
Oh, fun. We're near the we're near to the house.
Yes, but it is dark outside.
Okay. There's a creeper there. Watch out. I'm not gonna bother with it.
There aren't any skeletons nearby anyway.
Oh. Do not want spawns on the bridge. Your NB friend refuses to look at trans as fuck. They've gotten wise.
Wait, what?
Something Gray said. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, I don't have live chat on. What's trans as fuck? I don't know what that is.
Okay. So we've got 3 blocks and 18. You already made boots. Just gonna turn all
3 blocks and 18. That's not enough.
And you already made boots.
Oh, that is enough.
So 2 chest plates, because these are the best. Wait, shit. I don't have... Give me a sec. I need to,
Cover me with diamonds.
okay, I'll drop that in there. There. Drop the gold in here. There we go. Then pant. Wait. Helmet. Helmet. Boot. 1 pair boot. I will, like, run some stuff back so that I can keep... Oh my god. You fucking goof. I love you. But
Why did I only just not get that advancement?
I have no idea.
You should come to bed soon.
I will. I'm cleaning out my inventory a bit.
Okay, never mind. It's the sun's coming up.
So we now have 2 full cobblestone chests down here.
Pretty sure we had 2 full cobblestone chests down there.
No, not down here. In the
Oh no,
building
we
room.
we did, but then I made. Wait, in the building? Yeah, I did, but then I made a lot of them into stone.
Jim is asking if I am your honey. I'm very
Yes.
disappointed.
Why did you think I was doing this?
Where are we putting spider eyes currently? Probably
Potion
down.
room.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Right, I have iron in my inventory that I didn't take care of yet. Iron ore.
There. I've got lapis.
Lapis.
Lapis. What? I just
What?
hear a zombie. I just walked into the library and I heard a zombie on fire.
Yeah, because we're close to the back of the mountain and the sun just came up.
Oh, gotcha. I may have forgotten that. What are my enchantments currently? Protection 3 on a helmet. Fire protection on a chest plate. Fire protection on pant. Protection on boot. Then sharpness 4 on a sword. And efficiency 4 on a tool.
Well, we want to save it for armor right now because if we're gonna make diamond armor, we'd want to enchant it as soon as possible.
I've already
preferably
made
with-
diamond armor. And smite 4 on a book. Anyway, let's go. Skull bed.
The sun's already up, but you heard the zombie on fire.
Oh. I'm dumb.
No, you're not.
I mean, I am, but, like, yeah. Nice. What?
You're still doing that, just.
Yeah, I honestly know I'm just a mess who's eating an inefficient food source because it's in my inventory and I want to get rid of it.
Oh my god. Gray, you're so mean.
Don't even care that that's kind of inefficient. Want to conserve inventory spoos. Did I actually just say spoos?
Yes.
Honey, can you drive over here and punch me?
Yes.
Good. I'll see you in 10 hours.
Okay, bye.
It'd be funnier if I heard the Discord call disconnection.
Well, that comes after leaving the Minecraft server.
But also I wouldn't hear it because Streamlabs is open, so streamer mode cancels Discord noises.
True. You should turn that off just so I can have that bit. Just mute every single server that you're in for a few hours.
I don't get pinged very often.
Jim is asking what spoos is.
I don't know. I already forgot.
Learning to code so I can ping Z with a bot.
I think it was the word space. Yes. So what do we want to do?
I can start working on the alarm clock.
Okay. And what do I want to do with a poisonous potato? Can't.
Literally nothing. Eat it.
Can't. I'm full.
Eat it.
I can't. I'm full.
I'm sorry, I throw an egg at you.
There's no collision on them anymore. Just like they got rid of knockback on snowballs, which is...
No chickens.
It's
That's
really annoys... Annoys... I
It's
can't talk
annoying.
tonight! It's really annoying how they got rid of those things from Minecraft, because they were good.
What was that noise? What was that noise, honey?
Why do I date you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I have solidarity with your girlfriend, Jim. We're both dating people who confuse and frustrate us frequently, but who we love anyway for some fucking reason. It's mostly because she's cute.
Only reason. I'm hot as fuck.
You are. You fucking are.
Has Kelly threatened to smother you yet? Probably. Have I?
Not yet.
I don't think I can go further with this idea without getting lewd, so I'll stop.
Oh my god.
To be fair, love isn't why everyone dates.
True, but I also
told you
do
to eat
love
the
you.
poisonous potato.
I threw it away. Got no use for it.
Fine, I'll eat it then. I made this for you. God, please tell me that guy hasn't done anything horrible.
Which guy?
Guy who made hot Kool-Aid and Malk.
Oh god.
I made this for you.
Oh god, I remember Malk. We used to annoy Mike with that all the time. For the people who were asking earlier, Mike is Evwolf in the server. The person who confuses everyone with his presence.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a good friend. One of probably the oldest friend I'm still friends with. Him and our mutual buddy PJ.
I still haven't met PJ.
You have not. Hopefully you will next time you're around.
PJ
PJ
is he
used
the one
to be.
that I actually have a reason to not have met yet?
Yeah, he's the one with the Catholic family. Who he is aware now and is supportive and good. It's just that at the time we were concerned about
the family.
Yeah. Catholic cop family.
Disgusting. Disgusting. I'm just filled with the classic YouTube memes tonight.
Yeah. Here I am, like, remembering Vines. Because every time you make
Road
these
work
old...
ahead.
Sure hope it does. But no, the one that I keep thinking of is Sand Guardian, Guardian of the Sand.
I'm the Sand Guardian, Guardian of the Sands.
The worst part about that
Poseidon
is I
feels
am
before.
90% certain I know the guy who screams Poseidon quivers before him. His name is George, and he's a piece of shit.
Oh no.
Doesn't hold any bad views that I'm aware of. Just, I was friends with his brother, and he decided that he didn't like me. It was one of those things. They were triplets with their brother Cristiano, and I got along with Julian, and George didn't like Julian. And George's thing was that he'd either try and steal Julian's friends so that they wouldn't hang out with Julian anymore, or treat them like shit so that they wouldn't hang out with Julian anymore because the triplets were a package deal. At one point, I was hanging out with a bunch of friends. Well, I was hanging out with a friend who was friends with George, and a bunch of his friends. This other friend, Vince's. I will say his name was Vince. So a bunch of Vince's friends in the shitty town. You know which town is the shitty town, but I won't say it out loud because stream.
Oh yeah.
We were hanging out there.
Nighttime.
And they were smoking weed. I had just gotten in trouble recently, and had a court date, and didn't want to, and like also wasn't super interested.
Your dog's bred again.
Okay, what the fuck? How? Did you do this before I came up here?
No!
Okay, because those
They're
honey...
doing it on their own!
Fucking God. Jim, God, Jim wants a special pun title in the Discord.
Oh my god.
Threw $5 at me. Thank you, Jim. I'll probably make one for you.
Zeme.
But yeah, so like, Vince and his friends were all just like, yeah, no, it's your choice whether you want to smoke weed or not. The offer was there if you wanted it, but it's not a big deal to anyone here. And then George tried to shame me for not wanting to smoke weed.
But you had a perfectly valid reason to not want to smoke
Which
weed.
I didn't even bring up. I didn't even bring that up. Like, everyone else was just like, okay, cool, whatever. He just wanted another reason to look cool and also harass me. Say a ludicrous amount for the title. You know what? Jim, $69 and I give you the pun title.
That's a ludicrous amount.
It is a ludicrous amount, and it's also a fitting ludicrous amount.
Who can say no to the funny sex number?
Or $69.69. I was trying to think of how to do 420.69 without bringing it up into hundreds, but I can't.
Oh my god, Jim actually did it.
What? I haven't seen it yet. Oh my god, I just saw the chat revenue go up. What the fuck? Okay, I have to do it now.
Jim, she was probably kidding.
I have to do it now. All right.
What's a good pun? Jim, that's your job.
Given I might. No, skeleton was a roll, but we can't have that roll returned because it never happened.
What?
Don't worry about it. Someone else also created a new role at the same time that I did? What?
What?
Weird.
What's happening?
I'm making a new role for Jim. Shit. And... God. A little, Jim. Honestly, I am a little.
He had to commit to the bit.
I'm trying to think of a pun on some kind of noble title.
Gray, that was random. But also, I wouldn't. But I do like a good Brian David Gilbert in my life.
BDG is great. I'm sad that he's left Polygon, but I'm happy that he's...
Yeah, he has more time to play the hurdy-gurdy now.
His channel just converts into hurdy-gurdy covers of popular songs.
Oh, I would stay subscribed.
Yes, I fucking love the hurdy-gurdy. God, I watched the Down the Rabbit Hole on the hurdy-gurdy like a while ago, and I kind of want to watch it again because it's great. Kelly, you've watched Down the Rabbit Hole before, right?
I don't know if I have.
Oh God, the best starting point is the Temple OS episode. Oh.
What is it?
Down the Rabbit Hole is a series. It's basically a documentary series that takes the concept of going down a rabbit hole to research some weird specific topic. And one of the best episodes of it is Temple OS. Because Temple OS is so fucking weird. And I can't even begin to describe all the ways that it's weird. I haven't watched his Deep Blue one yet. I haven't watched him in a while. But I think I watched the Temple OS one, I watched some of the backlog, and I watched one of the newer ones, and I think that was it. But... oh, Temple OS is just my favorite. But the hurdy-gurdy one is, like, great, because he's just going into the history of the hurdy-gurdy, and then he's like, so why did I do all this? Well, I play the hurdy-gurdy, and then he just pulls out his hurdy-gurdy, and it switches to video of him playing the hurdy-gurdy. It's great. What can we even use Rabbit Hide for?
I actually know the answer to this. 1 second, let me see the... I know the answer to this. Fuck, what is it? I'll look it up
I
now.
know the answer to this. Fuck, what is it? You're cute. God. Oh, I did see the furries episode. That is a good one.
So workers trade it. But you can make bundles in 117, and 4 rabbit hide make a leather, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't. That's bad. But yeah, the Impunitor. You know what? I really like that name for the role. I have to capitalize the word pun in this. And, geez, what's a good ugly color to make this? Because I've used, like, the colors that I'd normally use for something, like lime green or hot pink.
I have a girlfriend role yet, SMH.
I fucking should give you one.
I was half joking.
What's a good... What is a good...
I call purple if I ever get a unique...
Vomit green, baby shit green. I think...
chartreuse.
Okay, what's the color code for chartreuse? Hold on, let me look it up.
I don't know, because there's like different versions of chartreuse, and some of them actually look good, but the ones that are actually chartreuse are bad.
Web color for chartreuse. DFFF00. Nope. Come on. Ooh. Impunitor is now a role. It is getting moved to top priority so that it shows over any other role. It's just the same as At Everyone, except with the horrible color. Oh, save changes. And Bloodsteel 45 has
Make sure
become
that's
the...
actually the same as that, everyone, because
it defaults to it defaults to the gray, which is At Everyone. That's how Discord roles work.
wait, I thought that meant that it was everything. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, it's defaulted to able to view channel, or create invites, change nickname. Yeah, no, this is normal. It cannot mention At Everyone, but yeah. There we go. Enjoy your chartreuse color, Jim.
So I take it from your reaction, you got the bad chartreuse color.
Yes. Yeah, I did see the Furries episode of Down the Rabbit Hole, which is quite good. I think I was introduced to the channel by Alpha Busa, I think. I think he's friends with Frederick Knudsen. And gave him a shout out on Twitter, I want to say. But really good. Really fucking good channel. Highly recommend. Okay, so what do we want to do now?
Wait, what happened, Gray?
Zoned out and heard her name. Oh.
What?
Oh.
I'm confused. I don't know what happened.
I think I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have no idea the glee that Jim is experiencing now, apparently. All because he has a horrible chartreuse name.
How does that make you feel?
You know what? I got $69 out of it. Actually, technically I got $74 out of it because Jim gave me $5 to read that message out loud. Now, now his pay
Jim,
matches
thanks for
his
throwing your money.
jokes.
Wait, what?
Jim.
One of our dogs got in the kitchen.
Oh. I think that one's been there. Hold on.
No, it's a puppy.
Oh. Come on. Popper. I almost called that a pooper.
So this has to be something about reloading this chunk or something.
Maybe I
Like it has to be.
I have no idea.
Sleep.
I mean, I'll take extra dogs.
Yeah, it's gonna lag the server eventually. Can I ask you? Yes, you can always ask questions. That sounds like it's a more official question that shouldn't be asked in a stream.
Yeah, I mean, you can ask in a stream. I may not be able to give an answer in a stream. I don't know. I should probably say there is an email attached to the channel. It is in the about. Raiders to the tower.
You can handle them.
I'm gonna go to the tower. There was an email. It's under the like business inquiries thing that hides it. That's there to hide it from bots. Um,
There is an issue with the email though,
what?
isn't there?
No, it's a different email than my normal email
Oh, okay.
because I didn't want it to be my personal email because that's a bad
Fair enough.
idea.
Good idea.
Where the fuck did they go? Oh, there they are. They're down
Murder them.
in the water.
Murder.
Let me see if I can catch him from this. A little higher. Lead a little bit. There we go. There goes one. There goes two. I love having a castle. There goes three. Oh, he's covering. Oh, you got him. I got the bad omen. I'm gonna make a terrible decision. Oh!
It's not that hard of a jump, honey.
It
But it still freaked you out, I know.
looked like it was. It looked like it was only about a block off from death. Well, have a good night, Jim. Oh, long days drag into longer times. The endless views of my name like limes. I feel quite glad, even if the color makes my retinas sad. Goodbye and have fun while I make up puns and stay on the run. Are you okay?
Some cows might have gotten out.
Nah. I'm gonna collect that banner. And the crows blows.
I've just given up on muting myself.
Cutie. Do you not like being called a cutie?
It might be worth it.
Hey, Colt. Apparently there's an achievement called How Did We Get Here for having every single status effect applied to yourself at once. And it's almost
Yeah.
impossible to get
Yeah.
because it requires so many
you
super
need, like-
specific things.
So
You
can
need to
get
be
a
near-
lot
you
of
need to
them
be
with
near
with
a-
suspicious stew.
You can, but you need to be near a
Beacon
beacon. You need to be
with
near
haste.
Yes. You need to be near a ocean temple. You need to have a dolphin.
Wait, ocean temple for what?
Mining fatigue.
Oh.
You need to have a dolphin for
do dolphins
dolphin's grace.
What does that do?
I have no idea. You need to have a bad omen. God, it's really stupid. This chest is
I'm
still
looking
over
up
there.
Dolphin's Grace.
I think that's what it's called.
Dolphin's Grace is a status effect that increases the player's swimming speed when a dolphin is nearby and following the player. How do you get a dolphin in the Nether? Well, I guess you don't have to be in the Nether because you can use the Wither res to get Wither.
Yeah, you have to do it in the overworld.
In
But
the ocean, next to a dolphin, near an ocean temple, near a beacon. Probably use a pufferfish to get poison, but then that might just kill you because the Wither. Oh,
yeah,
and you'll need like a lot of the stuff you can get from potions, so that those wouldn't be too hard. God, that's yeah.
Also, one thing I truly hate about Minecraft is that they made dolphins a approachable and friendly species.
Yeah, when they're not.
They're evil. They're actually just evil creatures. Oh, hey, horse. No,
So
you're
long
coming
and
back
thanks
here
for all
with
the
me.
fish.
The best thing the dolphins.
Sorry, hitchhiker spoilers.
I fucking love Hitchhikers.
It's such a
So
good trilogy.
it is. Yeah. I
Six-book
loved
trilogy.
all 6 books in the trilogy.
I haven't read the.
Granted,
I haven't
I'm not super big on I'm not
the
super
Owen
big.
Colfer book.
Actually, I haven't read the Eoin Colfer book. Um,
That's the sixth one.
and it's debatable if that counts as the 6th one or if Salmon of Doubt counts as the 6th one.
Okay, I don't know what
Salmon of Doubt is a compilation of memoirs and such pulled from Douglas Adams' computer after he died. It was originally a Dirk Gently book that he realized was less Dirk Gently and more Hitchhiker's Guide, so he started retooling it into a Hitchhiker's Guide book. But he died before he could finish it. And it was published along with a bunch of other notes and memoirs in a book called The Salmon of Doubt a few years back. I haven't gotten around to reading that either. But it's very much an unfinished book, so it's not something that you can go into and just read as another Hitchhiker's
Great, it's
book.
not a spoiler for the first fucking chapter. And
It's
and if
So Long and Thanks for All the Fish is from the 3rd book?
second.
2nd? Okay. I get them mixed up a lot. No, it can't be the 2nd book because
It was not the third book.
No, but
But
it was the
it,
book where he meets the girl who can only ever have one foot on the ground.
it wasn't the fourth book.
Yeah, no, because it's the book where they meet because they find out about this message when
No,
no,
but the reader learns about the no, because okay,
fuck it,
okay,
I'm looking it
chat
up.
actual Hitchhiker spoilers now. In the second book, that's when. So yeah. Anyway, I highly recommend reading the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy yourself. So if you
It's
don't
funny
want to
enough.
hear these
It's funny
spoilers,
enough that the spoilers don't really matter, and the spoilers don't really spoil too much after the very first. Also, So Long
okay,
and Thanks for All the Fish is the title of the 4th
of the
book.
fourth book, yes, but you learn about how rats. Okay, spoilers starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You learn about how humans are the third most intelligent species on Earth in the second book, and you get introduced to the rats who talk about, and in that part you also learn about how dolphins were the second most intelligent species on Earth, and that led to, and they left Earth
Oh,
before
huh.
Earth got
It
destroyed.
is
Yeah.
apparently described in the 1st book.
Yes.
According,
Oh wait, first book?
yeah,
Oh, am I?
according to the Wikipedia page. Um,
Do they meet the
Wait,
rats in the
no, they
first
might
book?
mean. No, they might mean that. Oh, they might mean that that Earth was demolished for the hyperspace bypass in the 1st book because of the way this is written. It says its title is the message left by the dolphins when they departed Earth just before it was demolished to make the way for a hyperspace bypass, as described in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And the phrasing there is very unclear if they mean the
Yeah.
message was left or if the Earth was demolished. Because the Earth
'Cause
was definitely demolished. That's the 1st chapter.
I'm pretty sure that you meet the rats in the second book, and that's when you learn about the difference, like the first and second most intelligent species from Earth.
I'm not
I'm
sure
pretty sure
because
that's the
I
second
could have
book.
sworn that they didn't learn about the phrase until they hear it listening
Oh, it is in the
to.
first book, right? Okay, it is in the first book.
Okay. I honestly could have sworn that they didn't bring up the message until they were speaking to the guy who lives outside the asylum, and he showed them a fishbowl that had that inscription on it, and or said it when they were close enough. I can't remember which.
Yeah, no. Okay, I knew it was. Was it really the first? I haven't
You
read
know,
that series in
I
forever. I need
probably
to
was.
reread it.
Jeez. I should also reread it. I also need to finish reading some I also
I
need to
have a
finish reading more
collection of.
Discworlds.
I
Uh
have a collection of the first three. I actually might have the first four.
yeah. Bed night. Book 5 is not very good.
You don't learn about it in the opening ramble, Gray.
After the whale. The
You
whale isn't
definitely
part
learn
of
about
the
it later.
The whale is not part of the opening ramble. The whale is much later.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're still talking about the dolphins. But
Yeah,
yes, the whale is much later.
um Gray just
I
said
fucking
no,
love the
you learn
whale.
about it during the opening ramble after the whale. But the
Wait,
whale is
oh yeah,
not.
you
No.
no.
The whale is much later in the book. The book opens
Yeah.
with how Arthur Dent could never get the hang of Thursdays. Which, it being Thursday, I can attest that I have not. I have. That, nor have I ever been able to get the hang of Thursdays. I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally opened one of the
Okay, it
trapdoors.
is okay, yeah, it is late in the first book that you learn about dolphins and mice.
Okay. That would make sense because the first book ends with them finding out about
More
what
spoilers
Earth
apparently.
was. I'm being vague enough, I think.
Okay, yeah, fair.
What's it? The first book is Hitchhiker's Guide. Is the second book The Restaurant, or is the second book Life the Universe?
Second book is restaurant, third
Second
book
book
is
is
life.
Restaurant, third book is
Because
Life the Universe.
second book is restaurant because I remember that because that's when Arthur learns to fly.
Right, yes. You just have to aim for the ground and miss.
Yes.
And many people will hire celebrities to jump out of bushes just before they will hit the ground in an attempt to learn to fly. But then, yeah, third book would be Life the Universe. Oh, there's a creeper in our farm.
In our
There is no
farm.
longer a creeper in our farm. Or the animal farm.
Oh, okay.
Outdoor farm.
But some animals are more
It's
evil
not really
than
an
others.
animal. It's not really Animal Farm yet. Doesn't have any pigs. Ha ha! Funny joke. I've made this joke like 6 times in different Minecraft streams.
Did you?
Yeah. It's a
I don't think
reference.
that's. I don't-
It's a reference to Animal Farm by George Orwell. Because it's 2 pigs who lead the rebellion.
Yes, I know.
George Orwell's good.
Animal Farm was one of my favorite DCI shows.
DCI?
Do you not know about Drum Corps?
What?
Honey, honey, honey,
What?
honey. You need to come to Indiana, like
Honey, it's Indiana. Why would I know about this?
well, it's not just an Indiana thing. It's just the finals are in Indiana, but you need to come to Indiana in like late summer. I need to take you to DCI finals. It's the Drum Corps International. It's fucking just it's chat. Come on, come on, chat. Back me up here. DCI, anyone?
God. Anyone else here who's read Snow Crash? I have not read Snow Crash, but I am vaguely aware of Snow Crash.
Chat, please, someone back me up here. Is no one backing
Nobody's
me up? Okay, fine.
backing you up.
Well, it's a drum corps. It's basically like really good marching bands play loud music.
I would not know about this. Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. It's so much fun. It's so much fun.
I'm actually gonna
I need to take you to drum.
I'm
I
gonna
need
go
to take you to DCI
into
finals.
my shaders and turn off the way that flowers and leaves wave because it's fine until you start noticing it. Shaders. Shader options. Waving blocks.
I don't have any honey in my inventory. You're lucky.
Good. Oh, water I do want to keep waving. Lanterns, yes. Lava, fire. Done.
God, no one in chat knows about DCI?
No.
Fuck.
Hey.
Y'all gotta, y'all.
There's no face cam, so you can't see how hard I'm shrugging right now.
Animal Farm, DCI.
Oh my god. My girlfriend's a nerd.
Where should I put this? I should put this in music.
I have not started reading First Contact yet. I'm probably not going to start reading it for a while.
This was in 2014? Was that really how long ago Animal Farm was?
That sounds about accurate because time is an illusion, especially in our quarantine hellscape. I'm fun at parties. We should do something.
Probably. But I'm busy watching the show.
There are two things that you have kept up with that were ongoing.
I was in the audience in this video.
Yeah, there was Beastars. Oh my god.
Somewhere. I don't know where.
God, I was about to bring up, like, how one of my friends was in a deleted scene for a thing, but it was a super regional thing, and I can't say it without giving away where I live. And it's so frustrating because it's a really interesting thing, but it's so fucking regional. It's simultaneously super fucking regional and super fucking well known. Fuck, I'm gonna mute myself so I can tell Kelly. Okay. Okay.
Mike is okay. Yes. Shalambadambadoo. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure that they don't get the context of what I've been saying. Yeah, I know. Yes, Gray, I know that you could get that from the context of what I've been saying, but that's not the point. I think you've told me about this like multiple times.
I am no longer muted. YouTube started saying that, oh, your audio stream's bitrate is really low, and I'm like, oh, gee, I wonder why.
What other DCI shows do I really like?
God, you're so lucky living in a more populated area where you can talk about local things without immediately having where you live identified.
Fair enough. Right, because like, yeah, because like even if I told people, I probably even came up which specific city I live in. Like enough people live here that's like,
You've brought up Indiana so often that like that and its suburbs are big enough that like whatever. But me, I am from this tiny place that is so like
in the
non
middle of nowhere that 3 people
yeah.
live in.
Oh, more than 3 people live here, but it's because it's a large thing. And like the other thing being someone I know's house is also part of it. So like if I say down the road and around the corner from me, now I've just said which road I live on.
Yeah.
God, but I want to talk about like someday when I move away from here, I want to talk about this so badly. Just because I haven't been able to. God, okay, so I think I'm gonna use this.
Darkness.
Darkness. My mom's from New York.
Both my parents are from Michigan.
My mom's from New York.
I can't. I probably shouldn't talk about where my mom's from because that's actually a small town,
Yeah.
and my uncle still lives there.
My
But
mom's.
my dad's from. But my dad's from Detroit.
My mom's from New York and my dad's from New Jersey, and I won't say where specifically because that's another tiny town.
And before anyone says, "Oh, your dad's from Jersey, which suburb?" No, not your dad's from Jersey. Your dad's from Detroit, which suburb? No, he's from Detroit.
Yeah, my dad's from New Jersey. And is
I'm still in. Honey, it darkness.
it darkness. I asked you what it darkness meant, and you didn't respond.
Did you?
I did. Oh, we have famous General Kaiser Wilhelm in the chat now.
Oh. No.
Wilhelm was fine.
Eh.
I say fine, not good. I think it was Wilhelm was a dueling addict. Like, I say that he was actually addicted to getting into duels and would walk around just strapped with weapons, basically trying to dare people to get into fights with him.
Like Rudy Giuliani did today. Whoops, I got political.
Oh my god. I think more wood for the library. Plenty of dark oak here. Door cloak.
I might have made a ton of stone.
Okay. We need stone more than we need cobblestone.
I mainly did it for the
Stop
experience,
for what?
even though it gives like 3 experience.
The on Kaiser Wilhelm is just that he was an imperialist. Like,
you know,
a lot of people.
Just, you know, governments.
Kelly is my girlfriend, the co-host on the stream. The other person that you're hearing, who has been streaming with me for like a few months now?
It me. I'm gay.
Yee. She's pretty gay. It's cute.
No, don't shoot me.
Yeah, don't even like I'm just gonna say, don't even joke about shooting my girlfriend. It's not funny.
I thought it was more like Minecraft, but also don't actually shoot me.
Yeah, no, I did not take it that way, and don't think it was meant to be taken that way. So,
Would you fight Rudy Giuliani?
yes, I would win. Not even it's not even a case of, oh, I think I could take him. No, he's an old man. I can take an old man with no who has no training.
Especially an old man like Rudy Giuliani. I would have no qualms with fighting an old man like Rudy Giuliani. Cause fuck Rudy Giuliani. Other old men, I would probably think twice about fighting. Probably not most government officials.
I wouldn't fight Patrick Stewart. A, because he's cool, and B, because he could probably kick my ass. Patrick Stewart is good.
Who the fuck?
Do you not know who Patrick Stewart is?
Oh no! I was more talking about the chat. Like this person's really committing to the bit of Kaiser Wilhelm. Yes, I know who Patrick Stewart is.
Okay, that was. You just said who. You just started going, who is that? When I brought Patrick Stewart.
It seems to just be someone who's playing the character of Kaiser Wilhelm.
Which, there are worse characters you could play, but
especially worse
Germans?
Old German government officials?
Yeah.
I was gonna make a bad joke.
Was it gonna be a Hitler joke?
It was not gonna be a Hitler joke.
Okay.
But I also can't really make the joke because I forget what her name is.
Oh, the current prime minister?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's, something.
Wait, you don't know who Patrick Stewart is?
Okay, what? Sir Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard, one of the Cyrodiilic emperors. I cannot remember what his specific. I think it was Tiber Septim the something. God, the story of that is so good so Bethesda, right? Want to hire Patrick Stewart for this thing to play this part that dies in the first act of Oblivion, like dies in the tutorial of Oblivion. And they want to get Patrick Stewart for this. So what they do is they send him this 900-page lore document about Cyrodiil. And Patrick Stewart's response was, I wish more people sent me lore documents like this.
Wait, do you not know who Wait, great. You don't know who Rudy Giuliani is?
Oh, Rudy Giuliani, Trump's lawyer / former mayor of New York.
The mayor at the time of 9/11, which is why people seem to like him, except he's been bad the entire time, so people shouldn't like him. And not like bad in the way that, you know, I don't like most government officials, like actually bad.
Yeah. And then I think it was de Blasio after him, so a lot of stuff gets blamed on de Blasio because why not?
I mean, to be fair.
It's just a New York thing. If something's bad, you blame it on de Blasio, even though a lot of it was Cuomo. Because Cuomo's currently in power. And
And fuck. Maybe we shouldn't have.
maybe we shouldn't
It,
have gotten political.
it,
Do you think it matters?
no,
Honestly.
we should get political. Just maybe we shouldn't have mayors.
Uh,
Actually, mayors are mostly fine. It's just the ones that we have now all suck.
yeah, a lot of them,
I
like,
I would be
particularly.
okay if something resembling a mayor still existed in the future, but
Hi, can we,
you know.
hi, here is your, local advocate for bringing back Anglo-Saxon feudalism. I am 90% kidding.
Yeah, I was about to say, honey.
Hey, the Anglo-Saxons were fairly cool. Uh,
That poisoned potato poisoned me. Who would have guessed?
the Anglo-Saxons were fairly cool. They had things like women's rights. Uh,
Yes, Dragon Spartan, he did. It's
yes, no, Trump literally tweeted, "See you in DC on the 6th," and was telling people.
and then in his speech today,
Yup.
in the morning, and then later said that he loved all the fascists.
Yeah,
Ah, normal timeline.
totally normal. But yeah, yeah, that's a thing that happened today. A thing that happened yesterday was my state being a piece of shit. Uh, as you may know, I'm Pennsylvanian. If you're from Pennsylvania, you've probably heard this by now. If not, I don't know. We had our state senate refuse to acknowledge a duly elected incumbent uh, Democratic state senator. And when the lieutenant governor presiding over their meeting refused to acknowledge this, because why the fuck would he acknowledge them refusing to seat an elected person? They threw him out.
Because that's a thing they're able to do for some reason.
Yeah, they threw him out. They threw him out, and they elected one of their own to be the interim. President. Because that's a
What's
normal
the
thing.
technical term? President pro tempore or something like
Yeah, something like that. Just wanted to break that stone pick to get it out of our inventory. Because it was taking up space in the tools chest.
that? Yeah, yeah, Gray. Um, I don't think I ever got that bad, but yeah, I understand the cringing at past you saying
Yeah.
stupid shit.
God, I brought this up in that video I made on why I didn't want to join a fascist video sharing website. There was a channel that I watched when I was young and dumb called Top Hats and Champagne. And God, that channel was insidious. Because it started out posting mostly on the PCMR subreddit, which was just kind of the go-to PC gaming subreddit, and still kind of is, and is somehow the less toxic subreddit between it and PC gaming. But yeah, so I was there a lot at the time, and this guy started posting his videos. And they were, at the start, they were about, making fun of, console versus PC arguments, about, like, generally factually incorrect arguments, and that's where he started. And the videos started getting samey, and he started branching out. And where he started branching out was when he became one of those anti-SJW YouTubers. So what had been a fairly innocuous, let's make fun of some factually incorrect things, and therefore, like, and using like really easily provable, easy to look up stuff, became a neo-Nazi channel spouting arguments that were harder to look up information to refute at a glance because like the nature of how they were worded, and this is like a real thing, the nature of how they're worded makes it hard to look up information about them without only getting propaganda websites.
Mm-hmm.
um but he kept the same video format, and he kept this same, and he did the same thing that he did where like all the videos that he was making stayed really samey. It was the same video over and over and over again, making the same points, to the point where people who watched him just sort of accepted what he said because they trusted him.
Mm-hmm. Repetition legitimizes. To quote Adam Neely.
But like, oh god, I'm still a little sick thinking about the things that I would say because this dude had said them and I trusted him.
And yes, I quoted Adam Neely, even though the context he normally says repetition legitimizes. Rags got banned on Twitter and hasn't posted on YouTube in a year. That sounds like a good thing considering what was just being said.
Yeah. I don't know who Rags is, but cool.
Um,
Yeah, so many people in middle school you followed that trend. Yep. I saw it happen to a lot of different people. And then there were also some people who I followed at the time who were saying similar things, but I think were in the same camp as me. Um, where it was less that they were being openly malicious and more that their own Twitter feeds or YouTube feeds had the same kind of had the same kind of content in them. Like interestingly
yes,
enough,
Dragon's Throne, that's exactly what it is.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
I haven't seen Dragon Spartan's comment yet because chat's being really slow for me. I don't know why.
They just said wouldn't repeating stuff over and over again to get people to agree with
Oh,
you be
there
technically
it is.
indoctrination.
It was back. I was looking for a new comment, but it was back 2 messages. Whoops.
But yes, that is exactly what it is.
Yep. No, I would have been in middle school about that time. And like one of the like, and it's one of those things where like there's a lot of channels that are kind of on the sidelines in this that accidentally legitimize a lot of the stuff by just repeating talking points without thinking to fully analyze them. Like I watched a lot of a series called Let's Drown Out, which was Gabriel Morton and Yahtzee Croshaw. And knowing both of them from other sources, I can say that they aren't Nazis. A big part of that being Gabe's Twitter, which is frequently says some really awful shit, but in a very strange way. I don't know how to it's one of the reasons I don't share more Gabriel Morton stuff, even though he is frequently great. But for example, he follows Robert Evans and generally espouses very generally espouses really left-wing stuff.
Love Robert Evans.
The thing
Y'all gotta listen to Behind the Bastards.
The thing being that Gabriel Morton grew up in Australia in the 80s, in a suburb of Queensland, in one of the outer suburbs of Queensland. Um, and has a lot of stories about things like the time he was 6 years old walking home and got chased by a group of bogans in a truck, slingshotting frozen grapes at his back, screaming
What the
homophobic slurs at
fuck
him.
is a bogan?
Uh, God, it's hard to explain. Kind of like a redneck, but more city and generally operating on um generally it's very much very similar to a redneck but less it's like a more city redneck, and in a country where there's a social safety net that exists.
So, like Duck Dynasty kind of people,
What am I building in the library?
except poor.
uh Kind of a little. Have you seen Trailer Park Boys?
No.
Okay. Neither have I, but I've been told it's a really good example of bogans. Apparently Canada also has bogans. Um, what am I building in the library? I'm just building a second floor. I want to build
So
like
we
a
can ask
big
Kitty.
fancy overlook. Yeah, you can probably ask Kitty. Although I think there's like some slight differences, and they don't always call them bogans in Canada. I don't know. Either way. Anyway, so like he's got all these stories, but also he has been normalized to a lot of language that is just slurs. And he will frequently use these words without thinking. I don't know how I got on this. Oh, I was talking about Let's Drown Out. But anyway, it was him and Yahtzee Croshaw. And Yahtzee Crowshaw's weird. I'm not even gonna get into it there. But it was Gabriel Morton and Yahtzee Croshaw, and both of them like are generally very in support, like in their conversations we're both like generally very like legitimately in support of a lot of like different minority groups that would come up in conversation, because it was sort of a podcasty style thing, and they'd bring up new like recent news topics, which, you know, tends to lead to stuff like that. But also they both were in that camp that got a shit ton of bad news during Gamergate and didn't actually get any information on what was going on. And I think a big part of that was Yahtzee works at The Escapist. The Escapist were at that time one of the vanguards of the pro Gamergate media. And so at the time he trusted I think he was just trusting some of his colleagues there, and not realizing that they were spouting literal fascist propaganda, which can happen if you don't question people that you think are okay, that
Yeah.
are
Just a
okay.
reminder that don't just blindly follow people because you broadly agree with them.
Yeah. Like there's uh
Or like even if they vaguely or mostly agree with your political views, don't just blindly follow people
yeah.
because like there are bad people everywhere. Not saying that the people in like the Gamergate thing were good people. They weren't.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah, Panda. The whole Gamergate thing. The incident that they were complaining about didn't really happen. There was no actual review. That they were complaining about. it didn't exist.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
point of that's the point of dog whistling, though. You're not people like normal people. It's supposed to sound completely normal to the average person, but it's actually this thing that like it's like an in joke to the people who know what's actually
yep.
being talked about.
Um,
So like it's like saying it's like when like so back when like the OK sign was and honestly still is like a thing for like Nazi groups. Part of their defense would be it's just a like it's just a, like part of like the defense behind that would be like it's just a joke.
it's an
And like
innocuous thing. It just means okay.
yeah, it is a joke, but that doesn't mean it's not like
Yeah.
still like that's the point. It is a joke. It's this joke between them that like ha ha ha, we both know what this means, and other people are completely oblivious to it.
Yep.
Like yeah, that's the point.
Um, and yeah, it was and like one of the things was it was one of those things where um it got picked up by enough like Gamergate, I will say, didn't start that way. It started as some dude who was angry at his ex-girlfriend for something and tried to spread a rumor.
Hmm.
And then neo-Nazis latched onto that when they realized they could use this as a way to make the gaming community at large target women.
Yep.
Um,
And use it as a recruitment campaign.
yeah. Um,
Because like a lot of that's another thing about like these right wing these just general right wing movements. A lot of people want to paint them as just a bunch of idiots because honestly it is pretty stupid to be racist and all that stuff. But these people aren't idiots.
they're
We're getting political.
we've been political, honey. Our existence is political.
God, if that wasn't just way too true.
Yeah, no, I said it because of that. Um, but yeah, like, and one of the most dangerous things about Gamergate was that enough people were saying something, and enough people were,
It
um,
sounded true.
it sounded true, and enough people were just kind of piggybacking on it that,
Because like it's
um,
fun to laugh at gamers.
yeah, um, and then, enough, basically, like enough, uh, trying to think of words, it was one of those things where like, jeez, I forgot what point I was trying to make halfway through there. Um,
Sorry, I interrupted you.
no, I think I forgot what it was before that. Um, but geez, it's just like, um, yeah, Yahtzee was where the start, but it's right. Yes, that actually did remind me of where I was going with this. Enough people parrot a thing that even if you're being careful and like you're vetting a lot of what people say, it's being filtered through enough people that enough people are now just going to hear it from friends or family. They're just going to go, "Oh, did you hear about this thing that's happening? Oh, did you hear about this thing that this other person told me about?" Um,
Repetition legitimizes.
um, this is less repetition, because this is less about hearing something a lot from one source, and more about hearing something one time from a whole bunch of different sources to the point where a lot of them seem true. Um, and like this person that you trust, this coworker, this family member, this person that you've known since middle school, has just said this. And you trust them, and you trust their judgment, and they might be hearing it from someone else whose judgment they trust. So they're not bothering to think of what they're saying because they
And it's just
think
these
that they don't.
innocuous phrases, so
Yeah.
who really cares? Like, ethics in games journalism sounds like a reasonable thing to have concerns about.
Actually, I think one of my favorite. It was a thing that when Gamergate did come up in the Let's Drown Outs, one of my favorite things was Yahtzee immediately going, if this is about ethics in games journalism, you guys are kind of late. Because he brought up the Kane and Lynch debacle.
Yep.
Oh boy, that is legitimately
You've
an
talked about that
ethics
before.
problem. I've talked about that before on Raz's server. I don't think I've talked about it here.
I'm pretty sure you have, but
I might have.
whatever.
Basically, Kane and Lynch is a bad game. Published by a major publishing house. So it was coming out, and a generally trusted editor wrote a very honest review on it. Guess who was buying a bunch of advertisement space from GameSpot? If you guessed the publisher of Kane and Lynch 2, I think it was Ubisoft, you guessed right. And they threatened to pull massive amounts of ad money away from GameSpot if the review stayed up. So the editor got fired. And the review got taken down. Yeah, like the Let's Drown Outs are in a weird spot for me because I still look back really fondly on a lot of the content, but Gabe and Yahtzee both said some really awful shit that like I'm still remembering Gabe and Yahtzee both, or well, Gabe at least. Gabe, very vocal supporter of the trans community. In one of the earlier Let's Drown Outs, parroted some turf talking points without realizing it. Which is one of the things that makes it very hard for me to go back to that. And like, even then, he was talking from a place of legitimately wanting the best for people, and but he'd gotten bad information and didn't think to check it. But like, at the same time,
Uninformed Aussies trying their best and failing.
yes, that is a good description. But yeah, like, and like that particularly, that misinformation, because I like trusted them, and they were like, oh well, there's been these studies that like apparently people are against and or trying to get shut down, that may suggest this or that. But and saying that,
Bed.
yeah, and saying that from a position of like actually legitimately wanting every avenue explored so that people get the care that's right for them.
Mm-hmm.
But also not realizing that the studies.
It was a bunch of dog whistles, and
Yep.
the studies were bad.
Yep. For the second floor, will I ever do glass over the first floor? No, I want to do it like an overhang, so I want to do a dark oak floor up there, and I want to put some fences. And then it'll be a big second layer of the library with a nice overlook.
Whoops.
What?
I missed the water.
Oh, Oh, the Let's Plays are still kind of like, oh, the Let's Plays are still beautiful. I love actually one of the later Let's Plays, the Police Quest 2 one, where they're constant, like one of the running gags is like, these characters are clearly coded to these characters who are supposed to be villains are very clearly coded to be Hispanic or black, and them making fun of that because it's a really bad Sierra adventure game. Um
Don't
and
you love racism?
like the
That's
one
a
of the one
joke.
of the
Don't take that
funniest
out of
one of the
context.
funniest things about that was just so supposedly this game was was made consulting a cop, and at first they're like not really believing this, but I went and looked it up. It wasn't made consulting a cop. It was 100% written by a cop.
Oh my god.
He was the sole writer of the game, of the first two Police Quest games, up
That's how you get accurate information.
until it became a strategy game and then a tactical shooter. Um, but oh my god, and
If you
they
ever want accurate information about cops, you ask cops.
and there's like some beautifully awful things that are far less like that, like clearly the person who was writing this game thought was going to portray cops in a good light, but was actually just racist or plain stupid, as if those two things aren't the same. um like for a non-racist example, there's a bit where you arrest a drug dealer and a one of his potential clients, and you're going to hold them both, and you're going to use the potential client who you've already gotten to snitch on the drug dealer in front of the dealer, and you put them in the same cell. And
And
you just leave them there and nothing bad happens. It's totally fine. And it's just like, I don't think that happens, and they're both, I don't know, both of them are immediately like, what the actual fuck here? Um, and it's, they also make fun of everyone for having 80s hair. There is a woman with hair that they describe as, quote, like a waterfall of feces pouring down her shoulders, because it's rendered 90s CG graphics of very big, very 80s hair. Oh.
beautiful.
But like it's one of those but I think that like brings me back to my point of like there's a lot of wonderful moments, and there are some of the humor, some of the jokes, some of the topics that brought up are still a really big part of uh who I am and a lot of opinions that I hold today. But I also can't go back and recommend it because, and I even have a hard time going back and listening to it myself because it's mixed in with so much just bullshit.
Shit.
Like flat out bullshit that I cannot recommend to anyone. And one of the funniest stories from that is one that I simultaneously always want to share because it's hilarious, and also don't. Which I know there someone else has mentioned listening to Let's Drown Out. So I'll say you may recognize it as Gabe's story about a special needs group doing a cookout at a at the farm that he was actually, I can probably tell this. So Gabe has lived in essentially poverty for most of his life, but in Australia there's this thing called work for the dull, which the Department of Labor, where you just do work for them. And at one point he was working for a farm, and one of the things that happened there was like a special needs group that was coming in to do like a cookout and show all the kids about farm work, I guess. And one of the supervisors was having trouble setting up the grill, and one of the kids kept telling him the exact right way to do it, and he just wouldn't listen because he didn't want to listen to a special needs kid.
Ableism. Yeah.
And then the guy finally gets it set up and finally realizes that he just did the exact thing that the kid had been telling him to this whole time. And the kid turns to him and says, "And they call me," and you can probably guess what the next word was.
Arsler.
Yes. Which, that would have been mid-2000s. I think. And it's one of those, like, it's really funny, but also, like,
That's really funny.
it's such a good story. I pull these all one out.
That's really funny. Fucking love that kid.
like props on the kid for that. Oh shit, I accidentally dug out into a small lake.
Is it the same small lake we've dug into before?
No, new one.
Oh.
It's around the back. Wow, our library is in a really weird spot that I didn't think it was in.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm just gonna reopen this because I need to get back in anyway. Just come to the library.
I was chopping down trees because I wanted more charcoal.
Fair.
We definitely don't need charcoal, but it's more fun that way.
It is. Gives you something to do.
Also, it gives XP.
Oh, am I out of tea? Damn it, I am. I got this. So my siblings, Christmas gifts finally arrived today, and yeah, no, they went down to. They had a nice vacation in Florida, and I got a big pack of very like fancy Earl Grey tea because I drink a lot of Earl Grey.
Okay. Yeah. This is where our library is. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just one of those, like, I didn't think it was this far back. You know? Yeah, Gabe was the king of horrible stories where he says, like, 6 awful things, but his intentions are legitimately good. Probably. God, he's such a baffling person, and it's one of the reasons that I still follow him. I think, Kelly, if anytime I send you something cursed and it isn't from Shadcord, it's probably from Gabe.
Yeah.
God, and there's who was it? Ken something. He was retweeting a lot from him. I can't remember his last name.
Ken Bone?
No, not Ken Bone. Ken, PhD historian Ken, who was tweeting a lot about how factually historically inaccurate the right's claims are. And is like a historian who, by his own admission, is not a leftist, uh, but also took great pleasure in picking apart um, Nazi talking points.
Wait,
Specifically,
who?
Ken something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't.
Also, I plugged the hole.
Okay, I thought I had. Let me. He had a book. Uh.
I don't know. I don't know where the torch.
Oh wait, is this the person I haven't placed any yet. I don't. No, this isn't him. Wait, this might be him. No, this isn't. I'm. Thought it might be Ken Burns for a minute, but I don't think it is because this is an author and not. I might be looking for Gabe's
You know,
Twitter to
Gray,
find it.
that comment actually brings up the classic discourse of, do you need to be a gay man to say that, to be able to say the F slur?
Yeah. Oh, my mom, my straight white uh party line Democrat mother uh used to go on about how uncomfortable she was with a gay couple who would go to the restaurant that she used to wait tables at using the word gay to describe things as bad. Um
I mean,
and I don't and like
I would
and
too,
like I think
but also
and
like,
like knowing my mother, it may very well have been in the way that we use it as a joke.
oh,
I have no idea because I never met these people and never heard them talk, but it also very much sounds like something she'd think was offensive.
oh yeah, great. I was more referencing, are you allowed to say the F slur? Because like that's just like a thing that's I honestly I haven't been able to form a solid opinion on stuff like that myself.
Yeah, I don't have an
Like,
opinion on
do
it
you just need to
either.
be LGBT plus to be able to say the slurs, or you need to be like
Yeah,
specifically?
it's. eh,
I will say I think as far as like slurs against trans people go, I think you should be trans in order to be able to use them.
And even then, I think there's one that trans people
The
shouldn't
one,
use
yeah,
either.
the the four-letter T slur, no,
God, I
hate that one.
hate Twitter so much because the way its loading works, I can't just load everything and then sift through. Ugh.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, this is really bad. I was gonna look at his uh list of followers to try and find this person, but uh Twitter just doesn't let you do that, and it doesn't alphabetize things, so I can't just go to the K's. I see you pushing me. Don't forget that I have two monitors. There's Robert Evans, of course.
Everyone listen to Behind the Bastards.
Let me just.
I'm gonna keep saying that every time Robert Evans comes up. And also listen to Worst Year Ever, because it's still happening. It's because 2021 is now gonna be the worst year ever. Oh, I need to listen to yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode was about yesterday, so it's gotta be good.
Oh my god. God, I can't. God, I. Of course. I can see the honey on...
I had to.
Jeez, I wish I could remember who it was, because it was someone that Gabe used to retweet a lot of, who would do a bunch of historical takedown threads and had this whole thing of why you should still why and how you should refute the claims of Nazis, because just going into their comments sections and saying here's why doesn't
You need to do it
work.
publicly.
Yes. The way and how, like, and
Also,
one of the things
will
he
scaffolding help you?
probably not. Maybe, actually. I don't know.
Here you go.
Not
There's some
Not-
scaffolding.
oh, honey, just throw it to me.
Fine.
Thank you. But yeah, it was this historian who would write, like, this is wrong, here's why threads as quote retweets to things, specifically because if you just
Just
respond, you're not convincing them, and the people who need to see your corrections won't.
You need to do it publicly because if you only respond directly to them in their circles, then you aren't.
You have already lost.
Then you have already lost. You're playing by
Because-
their rules.
Yeah. And their rules intentionally don't make sense. Their rules are, we're right and we don't care what your argument is.
Yeah, Dragon Spartan, I don't know if I should say either of them. Honestly,
yeah,
I'm not
I'd
comfortable
rather
saying either.
yeah, no, I don't. I
But yes, if you think you know what the 4-letter one is, then you probably know what the 4-letter one is.
the 4-letter one is the one that r/Anna memes banned recently, and a bunch of people threw a hissy fit. Because of course they did.
Let me say my slurs.
If you won't let me shout a slur, this is literally what George Orwell wrote about in 1984. It's so sad that that is their actual argument half the time. Oh, fun fact. I have zero respect for... While I love George Orwell...
When
I
you
have-
can't say slurs on Reddit. Exactly.
while I love George Orwell, I have absolutely zero respect for... what's his name?
You're gonna need to give me any information.
Fahrenheit 451 author.
Fuck. Oh, isn't he a Hoosier? Fuck.
He might be. I have no idea. He's awful. Was awful. My mother loves his books and refuses to believe me.
No,
when
wait, no, it's Ray Bradbury.
Ray
not-
Bradbury,
he's not
you are
Hoosier.
correct.
He's not Hoosier. What the
Ray Bradbury. Holy fuck.
fuck? How did I get him messed up? I got him messed up with Vonnegut. What the fuck?
Vonnegut's... I haven't read Vonnegut. I know all I remember of Vonnegut is that he's very anti-war. In,
How did I get
I
Ray
don't know.
Bradbury messed up with Kurt Vonnegut?
They're both greats of sci-fi. They're both quote-unquote greats of sci-fi in the 20th century. But
as far as I can tell, Vonnegut's actually good.
Vonnegut is. Ray Bradbury is the reason that I saw this water and I got very confused for a second. Vonnegut is good. But Ray Bradbury, like, at one point I was going like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of like because like I've heard this story repeated about how angry he was that Fahrenheit got taken as a book about censorship, because there's a bunch of stories about that. What I found was a cited article citing interviews that he did later in life with a television station that I did not find the archives, but this was a uh, cited academic paper, so or citing a like publicly viewed interview uh that he started sometime in the 90s. He got interviewed and got interviewed on what he thought about the interpretation of Fahrenheit as a book about censorship. And his response was that he thought it was more accurate now than ever in the 90s because you couldn't say bad things about the gays and the blacks anymore.
In the 90s?
In the 90s.
Uh,
Because that was the start of the political
Honey, you can
correct.
still say bad things about the gays and the blacks in 2021
Yeah,
and
but it's
and not be
honey,
canceled
it's
be
the
canceled
exact
over
same
it.
thing. It's the exact same thing as the they're silencing me, I say, as they put me on national television.
Yeah.
Um and it's like, gee. And like also I can't like he was like aside from that, he was a fucking luddite. Um like oh god, my least favorite book by him has to be The Veldt, which is one of my mother's favorites. Ugh.
The Veldt just sounds disgusting.
Veldt is a term for a kind of plains in Africa. And it's named that because it's about the evils of technology. Because there's this room that I was forced to read this short story in middle school, but it's about this future where families are given where families are where like
That
people
poison
are able to
potato just
have
poisoned me. Anyway, continue.
where people are able to have these like virtual reality rooms that will take them anywhere in the world.
So Ready
Um,
Player One.
yeah. But not interactive. They're like only like they're basically like looks
Is it
real.
better than Ready Player One?
It's better than Ready Player One, mostly because it's shorter. Um, and its message is technology is bad. Um, all technology. Uh,
That's oh
it's
no.
it's
Ew. Don't like
basically
that take.
it's this is you have then you don't like most things Ray Bradbury has written.
If you okay,
His so
potentially hot take, y'all.
can I
Sorry,
honey
sorry. Yes, you can. Yes.
I just want to yeah. Anyway, so his whole thing is that like these this family is has this one of these rooms and their children are using it all the time and becoming detached from their family and uh it basically gets to the point where they somehow make it so that the room it's basically this family is letting the virtual reality room raise their children, but the blame isn't on the parents, it's on the but the blame according to Bradbury isn't on the parents, it's on the technology that allowed them to do this. Um so like
Okay.
they're somehow their children make it so that the room can hurt their parents and a lion mauls them.
What?
Yeah, That's
The
that
virtual
that's where it
reality, the
that's where it ends.
virtual.
That's where it ends. It just ends on that. Um, yeah. So the virtual lion mauls them. Oh, but like that's and it's
You
one of my
can't see my
mother's
face right now, but
it's one of my mother's favorite Ray Bradbury stories, and I'm just like, mom.
okay. So can I just say, not all technology is bad.
Yeah,
In fact, I would wager to say
and like
pretty much all technology is morally neutral in
yes,
its existence.
my so like you can and this is a thing where like you can potentially read this book as being about letting technology be the only thing that raises your children be bad, but it's very hard to do so when Ray Bradbury keeps going, this is what technology is doing to people.
Cause yeah, cause like I also just saying, but blanketly saying all technology is bad, kind of ableist.
Yeah.
Would you say that screen readers are bad, wheelchairs are bad, um, fucking the technology we use to make medicine so that people can actually think clearly, is that bad? Like you can't say these things are I don't understand how you can say these things are bad unless you have this weird stance that anything that people do is bad, in which case what are we allowed to do?
Yeah. And it's like it's one of those things where like with a generous reading you can interpret it as letting television raise your children is bad, which yeah, that is bad. Don't do that. A lot of people do, and you shouldn't.
Yeah, like it's okay to use it as a tool to help raise your child.
Yeah. Uh
It's not okay to just have your kids sit in front of a television, have that be how they learn everything,
yeah.
or in front of a computer, as is more likely nowadays because YouTube.
Uh hi. Yeah, that's basically what happened. Both of these things are basically what happened with me. Despite my mother constantly ranting about how she thinks that parents who do that are bad. And that's basically
Anyway,
how I was raised. Hi. But yeah, uh, so like, and my mother doesn't understand why I really don't like Ray Bradbury.
but yeah, like, how can you say that technology is bad when a lot of technology lets people do things that they weren't able to do before, and not even like do things that they weren't able to do before, but like do things that other people can do and aren't morally good or bad, like aren't necessarily morally like walk around. You can't go around. The people who can't walk can't go places easily without a wheelchair.
Yeah,
People who people who can't talk can't communicate easily uh without a one of those typing text to speech things. One so
I almost made.
I said yes, I know I said text to speech.
I
Fuck up.
almost went like the Emperor, because that's literally the purpose of the series. The Emperor is on the Golden Throne,
Like
totally unable to speak.
great. There's nothing. You did nothing wrong by being raised mostly through the internet. You did nothing wrong. You did what would make sense if you are pretty much left to your own devices with an iPad as a kid, or whatever you were left with as a kid.
Hi, I was left home alone with nothing but the TV for most of my life.
Like, you did nothing wrong. You made the rational decision because you're a fucking kid and you need to do something. You need to figure out things some way. And the TV's readily available and right there. The computer's readily available. The internet is the is like one of the easiest things to access. One of the easiest things that kids can access that could directly harm them.
Yeah.
Although in the U.S., no, I'm not even gonna say that. Even in that, although in the U.S. you could argue guns with that, but no, not even.
Yeah, no. Like they're not like they're easy to access. They're easier to access here than anywhere else, but like
Also,
they're not easier to access than the internet.
speaking of thing I mentioned in the Discord server, the political conversation that came up in a Yu-Gi-Oh judge server
Oh,
earlier.
oh no.
Um, basically, so this Yu-Gi-Oh judge, this Yu-Gi-Oh server, it's the r/Yu-Gi-Oh official Discord server, and I'm on there as a judge because I can, and I feel like just making those resources, even though I don't really go on Reddit that much anymore, having those resources more widely available to, having the resources that I can provide more widely available to the player base is good. So anyway, uh, there's a couple channels that are just for judges, and in those channels we had conversations about gun control. And one thing that came up that I said was, really, no matter whether you're pro-gun or anti-gun, the gun laws in the U.S. are bullshit.
They very much are. Holy fuck. Fun fact, our short-barreled rifle laws. So making a rifle short-barreled essentially reduces its power to that of a handgun, and also makes it a lot less controllable or accurate. And the reason we have laws against short-barreled rifles is because in the 30s, during the rise of bank robberies because Great Depression, they were
I
gonna
think Robert Evans actually there was a Behind the Bastards episode recently about
yeah.
that time period.
But
Anyway,
basically, they were gonna ban anything small enough to hide in a jacket or in a. So they were gonna ban. This is the law that would ban sawn-offs. It would put like heavy tax stamps on short-barreled rifles. It's the law that bans suppressors. And it was going to ban handguns. But that part didn't make it through because there was incredibly heavy pushback. Meaning, the entire law makes no sense. Because a short-barreled rifle isn't gonna be more dangerous somehow than a handgun. In fact, it will be less effective because it wasn't designed to be used that way. But the short-barreled rifle part.
But that just makes those guns like, because the thing is, if you're pro-gun, you're probably pro-gun collecting. And
Yeah.
so there's just this entire class of gun that like is either hard or impossible to get.
Yep.
And but if you're anti-gun, then you'll look at that and be like, wait, handguns are still allowed, even though these things, which are pretty much less dangerous than handguns, are not.
Yep.
So like.
Yeah, our gun laws are a farce. Oh, and the suppressors being a legal thing. Fun fact, did you know that most countries that allow hunting require you to have a suppressor?
Yeah, because suppressors mean...
Yeah, suppressors, still, they don't make it... It's not Hollywood. A gun being fired using a suppressor will still show up on a police gunshot tracker.
And if you are using a suppressor, you still should probably wear your protection.
Yes. But what they do, right, is if you're... Like, I'm in Pennsylvania. You go to the state game lands, there's someone who hasn't put their ear protection on yet there. Well, you fired a shot too close to them, they can't hear now.
And honestly, I think a lot of the okay, this is gonna get more like into my actual opinions on guns, but a lot of the problems that come up with guns in the US can be solved by just tell if everyone just had proper training
Yep.
and and I don't mean like everyone who owns a gun should have proper training. I just mean like everyone should
Yes.
know the very basics of how to handle any tool,
I would like
much less.
I'm of the opinion that if we weren't constantly overseas at war, I wouldn't be opposed to to one of those everyone gets signed up defense forces like a lot of other countries have. And the biggest reason I am opposed to something like that is
It's
because
because
we're
it,
constantly
like America's
overseas at
view of this.
war. Um, but I think Switzerland does it. I know South Korea does it. Where between a certain age, you have to.
Another country that probably shouldn't get into right now does it,
Yeah,
because that's another whole can of worms.
God. Several countries that we don't want to get into do it.
I mean, I'm sure there are others, but that they're the one.
I mean, there's a lot of. I think Israel does it and China does it. So there's a lot of countries that we don't want to open up the can of worms on that do it.
Fair enough. I was more referencing the former.
That's fair. Put the planks in my offhand? No, because I want torches in my offhand to light up the dark bits. What?
Fucking farm being stupid.
Oh, did it break?
Yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't even sprinting, I was just walking.
Oh, broke that way. I thought broke
What?
as in the redstone broke.
No, the redstone will never break. I'm a genius.
You're a cutie, is what you are.
I'm a genius. Honestly, I'm actually still very proud of this. It's still, I still find it weird that like the middle ones were fucked up.
Yeah, that was weird.
We have so much bone meal now.
That message is from when I was doing woodwork. I'm still kind of doing woodwork.
Why do we have a lava bucket?
I don't know. I think you were gonna do something with it.
Ah.
Okay.
You know what I'm tempted to just do?
What? Your microphone keeps getting really weird.
Oh, that's weird. But you know what I'm tempted to do?
What?
Um, spawn in other music discs.
Oh my god.
But then that would kind of get rid of the novelty of getting new music discs.
It would. But we did get
But
cat.
also it's fucking we got cat 4 times.
Twice in one chest.
Can we like get 3 new music discs just to replace the stupid cat?
Maybe. I don't know.
I kind of want to do that because we deserve 3 new music discs. We don't need 4 copies of cat. Oh, Gray, are you talking to, yeah.
Am I being ignored, or is someone else fronting and doesn't? Oh. Boy troubles again. This is why I date girls.
Oh my god.
That way, if I'm having troubles, it isn't boy troubles.
Honey, if you were dating a plural girl, this would be the same. You'd have the same issues.
Yes, but they wouldn't be boy troubles. God,
Has all the troubles.
Just
What?
I just remembered, so a very long time ago, actually this couldn't have been more than a year ago. No, this couldn't have been more than like 9 months ago, because this was...
A long time ago in 2020 time.
Sometime in 2020. I was on this server called Rainbow Gaming.
Sounds gay.
It was, and it was really good for a while. They also, one of the things about the server is they had a really, really big plural community there. One of the moderators was a plural phobe. So they installed PluralKit at one point, and it was causing no problems. This one moderator eventually convinced the owner of the server to remove PluralKit and claim that it was way too difficult for them to keep moderating. It wasn't. Like several of the plural people who they were shafting with this new development were moderators in other servers. That would make it
harder to moderate.
Yeah, brought up all the moderation tools that PluralKit has, because one of the things PluralKit does is it deletes a message and resends it with a different name. So their claim was that this made it too difficult to tell where a message came from, even though it's got tools to get around that issue. Oh, God, I'm getting mad about this all over again. But so the ones have to be 3 in either direction. That's 3, 3, 3.
Oh, sorry, did I fuck things up?
No, I'm doing walls.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good. But the moderators would not change their stance. And the server owner was awful to people about it, and banned the person who welcomed me into the server and hosted a Minecraft server for a bunch of members.
Is this right?
More or less.
No, is this right?
Let's see. 1.
Should this be 2?
This should be 1 further in. Hold on. Yes. Can you go get more dark oak?
No. I can't. My legs are broken.
Oh. I'm so sorry. You should go lay in bed.
Also, it is 3 a.m., so maybe I should lay in bed.
Maybe. But I want to kiss you.
What was I looking for? Dark oak. Also gray, if you're demi-romantic, that's fucking valid as fuck.
Yee.
My ex, is demisexual. They are pretty cool.
Demi people are valid.
Here's dark oak. that mod, the mods need to be educated, re-educated in Gray's personal gulag, apparently.
Oh no. Legitimately though, I do not like gulag jokes.
Yeah.
Hi, Ukrainian family that fled Russia because they were liable to be thrown in gulags. or executed by the Tsar, actually. Probably more likely, because they fled before the revolution, but that was around the time pre-gulags, Ukraine and Russia had, or Tsarist regions had this thing called pogroms,
Uh-huh.
where they'd
I
ride
think
into a town, they'd pick out people they didn't like, and they'd set fire to their houses and lock them in the blaze.
I think that this was actually briefly mentioned in the Machno episode of
Yeah.
Behind the Bastards.
Not no. Pogrom. It's spelled with two O's, not an A. God, all of these chests are still open. Why? Um, but
Pl Plink, she just said she doesn't like gulag jokes.
yeah,
Come on.
like, um, but yeah, it's
So you don't like MBT's Turbo Tuesday?
I mean, like, it's one of those things where, like, in some cases, um, in some cases,
I
like,
should be
I
more
will.
careful when sending you Turbo Tuesday videos.
It's one of those things where, like, in some cases, I'll go, haha, yeah, it's just this kind of joke, but they, one of the big problems with them is they are, I honestly, gulag jokes are a little like tanky dog whistles,
Um,
where
I
one
will
of the,
say MBT's not a tanky.
yeah, um, where it's one of those, if I know someone's okay, I'm probably fine with hearing these. If I don't, I have no way of knowing whether this person is serious or not. Um, because I think at one point there's a Warhammer subreddit called Sig Marxism that is 90% satire. Um, it is a legitimately leftist sub. The trouble is that they make a whole lot of gulag jokes, and it's in that way where a lot, like, a legitimately large chunk of leftist Reddit is tankies.
Hmm.
Um, so like every time I um every time like one of the like what was it? Um that one I want to say it was Chapo Trap House which got banned. They got banned for something stupid. They got banned for saying that John Brown was good.
John Brown was good.
Yes. They got banned for something that was stupid, but they had a legitimate, very heavy tanky presence that was anti-anarchist. Um, and that was part of the mod staff, so they'd ban anarchists on site.
I like John Brown was good.
Yes, John Brown was good. The thing they got, like, it was one of those, these people deserve to be banned, but you got them for way wrong reasons. You know? Because, like, advocating for gulags and banning people who say that isn't okay isn't a good
Isn't
thing.
okay.
Sigmarxism is satire. It's just one of the, like, Sigmarxism is satire, and it is a legitimately leftist sub. The trouble is that enough leftist subs on Reddit are full of actual tankies. It's when gulag jokes come up, it's hard to tell where the joke ends and the serious comments begin. Because it's one thing to identify another group's dog whistles, it's really hard to identify dog whistles of a toxic subgroup in your own.
Honey, I just realized something.
What?
You're a little low on materials.
What are you going to do?
1 second. Get over here. Is your inventory full?
No?
Okay.
Hi. Oh. So Plink, tankies are Stalinists.
Tankies are people. It's a little more. I'd say it's a little more
So
complicated than that.
that's
Tankies are
the
people who.
so the term.
Uh.
Sorry.
So
Um.
can I? Sorry.
Sure. I.
So tankies are people who think that, like, in my view, tankies are people who think that interfering with, like, doing anything to interfere with other, like, is having opinions outside of a country, no matter what the opinion is, like, about that country, is wrong, pretty much.
No. So
It's
sorry.
kind of like that.
So tankies are a specific ideology. Um, and the term originates from the UK Communist Party in the 70s. And it does not refer to the party as a whole. It refers to members of the party who supported the Soviet Union's use of tanks in quelling civil uprisings.
I was more thinking about the connotation, but yes.
And that is still what it, like, that is not specific, like, technically that's not what it refers to, but it's one of those, it now refers to people who carry on the ideology of use of force to quell civil, to, like, basically communist authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Which is not good because authoritarianism of any form is bad.
But it, like, a lot of times I see tankies just generally be okay with other countries' authoritarianism, whether it's, like, right, whether, no matter what, like, that authoritarianism shows up as, like,
Yeah, it's also frequently used to go, well, that's less about thinking that other countries authoritarian, that you're not allowed to criticize other countries, and more about thinking that the authoritarianism is a good thing. It's just that it's being used for the wrong ends. They are people who want that power for themselves.
Oh, honey, I just realized something that's gonna make Gray very happy.
Oh.
Look what you can make.
Dried kelp blocks. They look like presents.
They do. Gray, don't you love them? We're teasing Gray. I'm sorry, Gray. but you're fun to tease.
But yeah, it's specifically one of those things where, like, tankies are scarily present, and because of how they operate, scarily unchallenged within a lot of leftist groups. Because it's very much like very difficult to identify when Uh,
Oh my god, Gray, what the fuck?
God, what did she do?
I deserve it, but what the fuck?
I will give you memories of I. Um, I won't agree with the anarchism is bad sentiment because a lot of people aren't really aware of what anarchism means. I
Honey, I'm
say
pretty
with
sure you can be more direct about that because, like, we've mentioned that we're anarchists
yeah.
before.
Basically, um, yeah. Uh, the popular definition of an anarchist as someone who just wants to sow chaos and do like no,
No.
it's not about it's not about
God,
no it's not about like tearing down everything. It's about self-governance.
basically, like, the way that I try to, that I think is a good way to explain it that makes it, like, actually, like, it might be, like, a little more biased the other way, but, like, anarchy is what true democracy looks like. Like, you get power, you
Well,
don't have,
technically what we live in right now is not a democracy at all. It is a
yeah.
republic because a democracy does actually require the input of every single person living under it to be considered a real democracy. Uh,
But yeah, like, you know what made me so fucking mad all day?
people
Be,
calling the
being in this, yeah, but like my parents were just, watching all the news all the news channels on TV, like, just basically alternating between
like they do.
ABC, CNN, and MSNBC, because fuck Fox News.
Yeah.
Um, and just hearing every single person just not every single person. There were some people who weren't correcting the people who were saying this, but hearing everyone say how these people in the Capitol were anarchists,
No. By no definition. They are literally
which
fascists.
they are pretty much the opposite of
They
anarchy.
are literally fascists who want to ensure that the power stays with their party.
Yeah, Gray, that would uh as like that would pretty much put you in like on the left or like I'd say closer to like the bottom left of the
Yeah.
like traditional political compass.
One thing
Like
that
if you want
I really hate the political compass because
it,
it's
it is
super
pretty awful, but
inaccurate. And
it is very simplified and people misuse it all the time, but I
yes,
think it is still a good tool for like because I think those are the two of like the main axes that you could like really
yeah,
divide
although
people under as far as their political ideology. I think those are the two most important ones.
see my big problem with it is more that like I don't really believe that I don't really believe that it's entirely possible to be all the way on the left and also believe in an authoritarian government. I think that that's not like because
And I
one of the
think that
ways
is
one of the good ways that it was explained to me by a middle school social studies teacher was he drew instead of a political compass he drew two entirely unconnected lines from right to left and they were social and fiscal
mhm.
because it's it's about
I mean
whether yeah
that's what it is.
no that's not no the political compass is two intersecting axes of um
Why is that a notable difference?
no, I'm not done, please,
Sorry.
please.
Okay. Sorry.
Two intersecting axes of authoritarian and left right. That's what the political compass is. It doesn't differentiate between fiscal and social, left and right, and
um.
um it makes authoritarian and libertarian the other axes, which so think about it this way. One of these pairs is about whether you support like so, social chain. So the way it was described for me, or the way it was described to us, was that the Republican Party um would be right on both of those scales, whereas the Democratic Party would be socially right, but fiscally, or would be socially left, but fiscally still right, because they don't believe in a change to any or they because they still believe in a fundamentally capitalist system.
Mm-hmm.
The USSR on that would have been socially right wing,
Right.
But they would have been economically left.
Yes.
Yeah, but um, we still have, but say the UK. No, the UK isn't a good example. I'm trying to think of a
Yeah, the UK would be like.
oh god, the UK is a fucking mess. But like basically like it is, but basically this opens this like the big difference would be like
The UK would be like vaguely in the middle of both.
um and one of the things, and one of the big problems with it is that it, by not separating fiscal and
I think Dragon
social.
wants you to pay attention to their
Oh,
message.
you must slip into starlight, slumber, see thou all in a time out of space. The dawn breaks, the dusk when I rise. What's up with some middle school teachers being so politically inspiring? I know, right? All of my middle school social studies teachers were good. Um, Even when I was at the private school, because that was Lewis, and Lewis was amazing. Um, then I had Mr. Tam in 7th grade after I got kicked out of the private school. Mr. Tam, the only minority teacher in my entire school district.
Yeah, we didn't have many of those either.
Like, not that this area doesn't have a lot of minority groups, just that the district wouldn't hire teachers.
Mm-hmm.
His parents had come to the US fleeing Mao.
No shit.
And he was really really good. Lewis was the one who used the explanation of, or the different explanation of the political compass. And then Mrs. Fuller, I think it was Fuller, was the 8th grade one, and she was pretty good. She wasn't quite as cool as Mr. Tam. She wasn't quite as like amazing in every aspect as Lewis, but was pretty good. She picked me and my friend group as the group she was chaperoning for our trip into Philly.
Oh no.
Thinking because it was me and like my friend Caitlin at the time, and we were two like generally pretty quiet kids. And we were like, we're gonna bring like our friends Mike and Austin and Kessa, and What she hadn't been expecting was we were like quiet kids who got decent grades. What she wasn't expecting was us being the only group on the trip legitimately super interested in all of the historical buildings and wanting to see as much as we could.
Oh my god.
So she was kind of expecting us to be like a quiet version of most of the other groups who went to, I think it's called the National Mall or something.
Hmm.
Um, which it's basically, it's not even really a mall. It's a bunch of gift shops and a food court.
I've been there, yeah.
Um, no, your if Google was back at it again, Flink, it would say message removed by Google safety team.
Wait, yeah, wait, what? I didn't see. I didn't delete that message.
Yeah, no, it says who deletes it. It says message retracted if you delete it, and it says removed by if someone else.
So Plink apparently deleted it and just forgot.
Probably. Might have been a misclick. Um, but yeah, so like she was expecting like us to just be a quiet version of one of the groups that just like sat in the corner and like we wouldn't interrupt her or cause any trouble while she was grading papers, basically. And then we were running all over the historical district of Philly, going to the old Capitol building, the Independence Hall. Um yeah, and she was really surprised by us doing that.
Pleasantly surprised, or
Pleasantly, but surprised that we were so talkative and so
you know,
interested in things.
we're kind of past this conversation, but just to go back to it a little bit, I thought about bringing up Pluralkit to Raz on
Mm-hmm.
Raz's server, but like I don't know if anyone on Raz's server is actually Plural.
Um, I think it's like a cool thing to have around, and let's like a lot of the people who were on the Rainbow Gaming server that I had been on um were plural but didn't say it until Pluralkit was added because they didn't want to be treated as weird. Um and then that was added, and one person started using it and a bunch of people started going, "Oh, hey, it's safe for me to do this here."
Huh.
Um
Okay, I'm gonna bring it up then,
yeah,
and also get off because it's almost 4.
okay. But yeah, um and then
Good night.
yep, good night. I love you.
Oh, you
And
too.
I'm going to end soon. Um Oh,
Bye, chat.
you're thinking of a different capital, Gray. You're thinking of
Right.
DC. I'm talking Philly because it would be Philly Historic District, which would be Independence Hall and the old Capitol building
Yeah,
when it
because
was in Philly for
Philly
like a
was the
couple of
capital
years.
for like
Philly was the capital until we became our own country and built a new capital and took away or
I
it took
wonder
a lot of its
how would things
citizens.
have changed if Philly stayed the capital?
Well, Philly was the first capital, and then it was New York City, and then it was DC.
Yeah, but how would things have changed if Philly's if
Oh, cheesesteaks, national food.
cheesesteaks national food? Capital during the national phase went to the commission and were told to not leave the building. Our group immediately found the tunnels and left the building.
Yeah, I was in DC at one point with the private school, and there may have been a bomb threat while we were there.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This would have been in 2011. Um,
You should go to bed too.
I will. But yeah, we were just like wandering around, and then like we see someone walking with a suitcase, set it down somewhere and walk away. Later in the day, we see a bunch of special forces show up.
Oh no.
We never got confirmation. I don't remember what day it was, so
Why
there's
is there a sheep on the mountain?
I don't know.
Why is there diorite on the mountain?
Because Minecraft World Gen is bad now. I've been wondering why this diorite's been here for ages. I thought maybe we put it here, but like, why would we put it
Sheep on the mountain. Let him vibe.
there? But yeah,
Maybe
like
I did put it there.
we never got any explanation of what that whole thing was about. So that was fun.
You have your hotbar arranged way differently than I do.
Yeah, I tend to keep weapons towards the front because if it's an
Okay.
oh shit moment, I want to be able to tap the nearest button to my finger.
I'm pretty sure I placed that diorite somehow, but I don't remember when.
Oh, okay.
Bed.
Bet. I love you.
I love you too.
Good night,
Chat.
chat. Have a good night, Gray,
Y'all
Plink,
are cool, I
anyone else
guess.
who's still here. Good night.